talk about life purpose. One of our she's an affiliate in the Northwest. She has a morning. She's also affiliate for the Morning Crane Healing Arts Center Northwest. Sherry Davis. She also has a big resume of accolades to her credit. But I'm just going to let her speak a little bit about what she thought about the teacher training program and what are some of before she signed up, what were some of her what's that?
What were her hesitations in signing up?
Hesitations.
Where were you at when you first found Qigong? What were some of your hesitations and where are you now?
Okay. Yeah. Hi, all. I first was introduced to Qigong through the practice of Tai Chi. I had taken a Tai Chi class, really enjoyed it. The class ended at a local community college. I looked around, found Morning Crane, started taking Tai Chi. And similar to Chris, I had same kind of upbringing, very dysfunctional family, drugs and alcohol. Luckily in my 20s, I made it past that, but the emotions and some of the stresses on my body really set in, and I wasn't aware of that. So when I did start to practice Tai Chi, I really understood energy in a new way. And then when he told me that he was teaching Qigong classes, I was like, well, what is this Qigong? And so I started learning some of the practices. At that time, a lot of issues started coming up in my body. I had a hernia, even though I was in really good shape. I was working out 5 days a week, but I had a hernia. I had an operation. It didn't help. Within 6 weeks, I was back having another hernia operation. And I remember sharing that with Chris, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know about, why is Western medicine not helping me? And so I actually went into clinic and he treated me in clinic. And within a month, I was back to being active. I had no more issues with my hernia. I also dove into the Qigong because I realized that, your body keeps the score. And your issues are in your tissues. And with that being said, I really started to work on my emotions because one of the kernels of wisdom that Chris gave me when I was asking about the hernia, he's like, you're carrying this emotional load. You have emotions you haven't dealt with, and they're going to continue to manifest in different ways if you don't get a handle on it. So that's how I really dove into Qigong and started doing the practices. And for me, it was a subtle change, just like Chris was saying. At first, it was just getting in touch with my body. I mean, we don't spend a lot of time in our bodies until something hurts and we're going, ow, or I don't feel good, or, and then we're turning to some external source to medicate. And that's really not the information our body is trying to give us. It's trying to give us the information to take care of me, take care of what's going on with me. Don't reach for something outside of yourself to fix it, particularly, with medicating it. Or so for me, diving into the teacher training was more about diving deeper into self. At that time that I started the teacher training, I was still working a regular job, still stressing out, trying to manage life and a family and a business. And but the more I got into Qigong and the more I began to understand what cultivating my own energy was all about, as well as recognizing that counting beans was not my life purpose, I really dove deeper into the training. And as I got into the training, also some other things came up for me. I had a lack of confidence. I still hadn't worked through all of my emotional issues. I thought particularly those things would have to be addressed through therapy or counseling. And while that was helpful, still those issues sit in your tissues. So and going through the teacher training, especially after round one, I noticed my my life started to shift. And instead of fighting against the shift, I learned to go with the flow, to settle into my own chi and into my life purpose, and just really, prayed a lot about like, how do I share these gifts with others so that they can find relief like I did. And that's when I went from level 1 into level 2. And then as I completed level 2, shortly after we went into lockdown, so I wasn't able to, share these like I had envisioned. However, I was able to continue my practice. I was able to make it through pandemic. I have still been able to share these gifts wherever I go, which has been a wonderful thing. I now teach classes, I coach. As Chris said, I'm affiliate number 1. And I'm super excited that now, because I don't live in California anymore, I live in Washington, the weather's getting better and there is a real demand for this work, for this expression, for this healing. So I realized for me, Qigong is the path to the healer. And while I had so many things to heal from throughout my life, I now realize that what I used to think of as not a blessing actually was, because I've built resilience, and I get to live my life purpose with helping other people to cultivate their own energy, to sink into their body, and to change lives. So I'm forever grateful to Chris and Parisa. Thank you.
That's
Beautiful.
so amazing.
That's
Thank you,
amazing.
Sherry. And where would people get in touch with you if we wanted to reach out?
If you wanted to reach out, you could go to morningcrane-pnw for pacificnorthwest.com. Morning
Awesome.
Crane.
Thank you so much.
You're
That
looking
was so
amazing, by the
good.
way, and
You're glowing.
thank you for holding down the fort up there in the Northwest. And that's the nice thing, is that this gets to go with you everywhere. And the nice thing too is that as a teacher trainer like Sherry, we have, because we have these government contracts, we have contract Sherry. She teaches classes for us and for the health hospital systems, and people love her. People love Sherry. So we've gotten nothing but positive feedback. So thank you so much.
That is true.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sherry.